ranked top 4 for the biggest game in international football. It's Argentina against Brazil for the CONMEBOL qualifiers for the 2026 World Cup. And I'm live here from Parrilla Callao. I left the link in the description for their Instagram page if you want to check out the place where I'm at. I'm out here with a cold beer, with a full-on choripan for what is going to be a fantastic game. One of the biggest games, the biggest game in international football. And it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen because before this game we received the news after the result between Bolivia and Uruguay that Argentina have already qualified to the 2026 World Cup. It's confirmed. We are the 7th team to qualify for the World Cup, and so we had already have that pressure off our shoulders. But yeah, I see. Yeah, there's too much background noise. I can imagine. I can like lower the thingy here on the microphone, but then I'm gonna have to speak like really closely up here so that you can actually listen. But I mean, this is what happens when I'm out here in the parrilla. Every time I come here, well, there's a lot of people around there here to watch the game as well, and so yeah, there's gonna be background noise. I apologize for that in advance. It's kind of the atmosphere. I know that AD requested this, and it was very successful during the Copa America, and so I wanted to repeat it for this special occasion. So shout out to everyone in the chat. Shout out to Rusty. Shout out to Mr. Krabs. Shout out to Registar, and shout out to Patrick, and shout out to AD744 who became a member for a moment. Thank you so much for joining the Bowlers AD. Thank you for that. Welcome back. You will gain the benefits of all of the YouTube members, early access to all of the videos, being able to use emojis during the chat, and also to vote in the monthly polls for new videos. So yeah, thank you to everyone who's been joining. First for being Europe during his ACL. Man, I don't want to wish anything bad to anyone, but in this occasion, you know, anything matters. Everything. The only thing that counts is the result. Nice, Mr. Krabs. If you ever come to Buenos Aires, yes, I definitely heartily recommend you come here. Thank you, Patrick. Yes, we've qualified to the World Cup. That is what matters. That the main objective is already secured, but now it's about beating our main rivals in the head-to-head. Where's your meal? It's over here. I showed it before. We have a full choripan with French fries and a cold beer to go along with it. Yes, well, actually, it was because the altitude merchants couldn't beat Uruguay, because the only team that could actually surpass us that wasn't qualified to the World Cup was Bolivia. So as long as Bolivia didn't win, we would qualify, and even then, if Bolivia did win, we only needed a point out of this game to qualify. And so, yes, we are qualified. So let me come over here to show the lineups, because there are some interesting changes over here. On the side of Argentina, we see one change compared to the game against Uruguay, and that is the return of Rodrigo de Paul to the starting lineup, replacing Giuliano Simeone, which means that we're essentially, here it says 4-1-4-1, but it's actually going to be more like 4-4-2, and Thiago Almada is going to join Julian Alvarez in the attack, or at least I expect it to be that. Definitely this formation could be seen when we're off possession, I would expect. The rest of the lineup stays the same, and I think it's pretty much expected. Thiago Almada, after his wonderful goal against Uruguay, obviously staying in the 11. Meanwhile, Brazil, it says Krepski, but his name is Bento as the goalkeeper. He used to be the goalkeeper for Atlético Paranaense. I don't know if he's still there, but obviously Alisson got that heavy injury after clashing with Davinson Sanchez in the game against Colombia. The back four looks different with Wesley from Flamengo now joining in. He had a great cameo against Colombia, so now he's the starting right back alongside Marquinhos, Murillo, and Guilherme Arana. A double pivot of André and Joelinton, and four in the attack basically with Raphinha, Rodrigo, Vinicius Junior, and Mateus Cunha, who I think is the most informed striker that Brazil have. So the analysis here is that Brazil's front four is very, very scary, and I think that that's where they can hurt us the most. But I think that we should definitely beat Brazil when it comes to the midfield battle. I think that our four midfielders, Paredes, McAllister, Enzo Fernandez, and De Paul, will easily be able to outplay and recover possession away from Andre and Joelinton, and that their 4 attackers won't be able to do much to contribute defensively, and that's what will give us the advantage. But obviously, if Brazil ever decide to go on the counter-attack or the offensive with their 4 attackers, that is going to be very, very dangerous. So that's something that we have to take care of. And obviously, everyone in the back line is going to have to be on point. Otamendi, Cuti Romero, Tagliafico was great defensively this whole campaign, and so I trust him in that. Molina going up against Vinicius, I'm not too fond of that, but I'm hoping that Molina can have a good game and receive some support, probably from the Pope, to try and shut down Vinicius in this game. So those are basically the ones. I don't know if HH is going to do a live reaction. Maybe if there's a... Pete, thank you so much for joining. Yeah, Iran is going to the World Cup, unlike no Iran, which is Chile. Chile is sitting in last place. They'll be playing at the same time as we are against Ecuador, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. You guys can update me on the scores of the other games, because 4 games are taking place at the same time, which is disgraceful from CONMEBOL. Thank you, Rusty, for being my second viewer from your phone as well. Register, sure, the football pyramid in Argentina. What does the football pyramid mean? I don't know if I'm aware of that, like how the league format is and like how the lower divisions happen. What does the Argentinian football pyramid mean? But sure, if it's an interesting topic, I can definitely make a video about that. Thank you, Albert, for the congratulations, and I hope that if you beat Venezuela today, that Peru will qualify as well, because I think that they really have a good chance after Bolivia dropped points today, especially. Yeah, Palestine actually got a win as well today against Iraq. Iraq coach got sacked. Steve, thank you so much for joining. Yeah, Brazil is going to be fighting for their lives. Yeah, in La Liga, I think Molina was usually pretty decent against me. 3-2, you want to say for who, but what I say, Enrique is coming. Fair enough, fair enough. Hello, Matt. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome back. I'm doing well. Meal for the 3rd time with my choripan, with fries, the whole beer. Life is great. Life is fantastic out here. The Peru comeback is real. If you beat Venezuela, I believe in the Peru comeback. If you beat Venezuela, I say it right now, if you beat Venezuela today, Peru is making the Intercontinental playoff. I said it first. It will be an amazing comeback once again from the Peru national team out of nowhere. Okay, sure. I can make a video about how the lower divisions and how promotion works in Argentina. I can make that video. The problem is that the format pretty much changes every year, and so I will probably make the video and the next year it will be obsolete. I'll have to make it again. But it's an interesting topic because it's very complicated and it's a choice that is the way it is. So I could definitely make a video explaining it as the national anthem begins, starting with Brazil. And I can finally take time to take a bite out of my choripan. Set up the clock, which I haven't done before. Mats, the beer is Stella, not sponsored by the way. And I'm also not sponsored by the Parrilla. I just linked them in the description because I like them a lot and they helped me out a ton during the sprints. But I would have had a local beer, but they didn't have the one I like, so I just ordered Stella, which I think is the best out of the quote-unquote mainstream beers. Hello, Elibango. Eli, thank you so much for joining. Welcome to the stream. Glad to see you here. Hello to SSB as well. Welcome back to the stream. We're a few minutes away from the start of the game. Yeah, it's playing in the Argentina league. It's super complicated. It makes no sense. I should make like a version that explains everything, but it's also easy to digest, which it will take a great script for me to do that, some great editing as well. So it's gonna take me a lot of work, but I might do that video in the future. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put that video up as one of the options for the members to vote on next year, and if it wins, I make that video. Yeah, Brazil have not scored against Argentina since the Copa America, but also last time we played in Argentina in the qualifiers, we couldn't score past Brazil. It was a 0-0 draw, so it's kind of the same there. Young players could come off the bench today for Argentina. That is a great question. I haven't looked at what the bench actually looks like for Argentina. So obviously, I think that Julian Simeone is still a young player that could come off the bench, even though he started against Uruguay. I could definitely see him making a cameo right here. The two Como brothers, Maximo Perrone and Nico Paz. I think that there are two players from Como in Italy that could definitely make an appearance if Scaloni is ballsy enough, but I don't think they will. They are a bit too young and haven't had much experience with the first team. And then Benjamin Dominguez, the attacker from Bologna. Sadly, Santi Castro picked up a knock, and so he's the other Bologna player that is not going to be able to feature in this game. But Benja Dominguez is a fantastic player as well. I don't think he'll feature in this game, but those are like the youngsters that Argentina has on the bench. Score prediction, 1-0 Argentina. 1-0 to Argentina. I think it's going to be a tight game. There's going to be a lot of fouls, not much going to be played, but we're going to get the win somehow, some way, and I think we're going to keep a clean sheet as well. Eli, please win against Steve. Yeah, check out the Pokemon tournament in 87 for 4 extra. Amazing stuff we've been doing over there. Must have watched Leo M. de Cruz video like 3 times and still can't understand. Nobody understands it. Argentina with 2 penalties. 2 penalties for who? For Argentina or 1 each? Fair enough, Mr. Krabs. Draw is definitely possible. equalized. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome back. 0-0 draw. Fair enough. Could very well happen. As I said, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. There's going to be a lot of fouls. Not a lot is going to be going on in terms of chance creation. I could see it being back and forth, to be fair, but I think that they are just going to be more focused on beating each other up than actually playing the game. Nick Cross, thank you so much for joining. Welcome back. I believe in Argentina as well, Nick. And we're off. We're on their way here. I didn't see the kickoff because they suddenly changed to the referee blowing his whistle, but we're on their way. It's the biggest game in international football. Argentina against Brazil here in Buenos Aires in the Estadio Monumental. Already underway for the 2026 World Cup qualifiers. Argentina already qualified to the 2026 World Cup, but we still want to beat our rivals at home. 3-0 Argentina, I would love that. I would love us for us to destroy Brazil, and I think that we have the capability, but I think that the ref is not going to let us. Oh, the image is already glitching out a bit. Oh no. Don't think so. Yeah, at least there was no fight on the stands, because actually we do security unlike they do it in Brazil. That's the main difference. Who is Cunha? Mateus Cunha, the player for Wolves in the Premier League. Yeah, the one from Wolves. Someone turned off the TV. Okay, we're back. Well, Guillermo Arana plays for Atlético Mineiro, who made the Copa Libertadores final last year. Wesley plays for Flamengo, and I actually rate Wesley very much. He made a cameo last game against Colombia, and I thought that he was really good. I thought that both of the Flamengo players, Sherson and Wesley, were actually really good in that game against Colombia. And then Murillo, I thought Murillo played for Girona, but I may be wrong about that. We're back. Maybe it's still predicting 3-1. There.
that quickly. I almost turned on my foot. Someone gives an amazing pass. Argentina played the free kick quickly, catching Brazil off guard. I want to see that again. The ball receives the ball in midfield, and the ball opens it wide for Thiago Almada. Thiago Almada, what an amazing pass for Julian Alvarez. And Julian Alvarez gets it off the rebound and is able to tap it in over below Bento. And just like that, not making him. Argentina take the lead. 4 minutes in. And Julian Alvarez already with a great finish under Bento, taking advantage of a lucky rebound, to be fair. Not a rebound, like a lucky deflection. And he hit his own celebration, and then he did the Lautaro one. Obviously, in honor of his usual partner in crime, who is sadly injured for this window, but the legacy of Lautaro lives on through Julian Alvarez, who puts Argentina in front only 4 minutes in. People were just watching the replay match, that's why it went quiet. I was wondering as well, like, suddenly all the noise shut down because everyone was watching the replay in silence. That's so weird. We were all just wondering, like, how it happened. The play from Thiago Almada before the assist. Hello? This game first against Uruguay and then against Brazil. Two of the biggest, if not the biggest countries, national teams that we can play against in CONMEBOL. And Thiago Almada shoots up like that. Amazing move, an amazing assist for Julian Alvarez for that goal. The guy who's speaking was disallowed because of what I was thinking, you know. Santiago Leburó, thank you so much for joining the stream. Welcome back. Golazo de Julián. Vamos. Es el chori. Es el chori de la suerte. Es la cábala. Great from Enzo Fernandez. An amazing Julian Alvarez once again. Dropping back and helping with the build-up in a way that he's so good at. Vladislav, thank you so much for joining. Welcome back. Yeah, like Julian is just amazing at those kind of finishes, and he does so much. Julian already was a goal-scoring machine. He was a goal-scoring machine at River Plate. He was a goal-scoring machine at Manchester City because despite him not getting many minutes, he actually got quite a lot of goals. He was a goal-scoring machine with the national team then at the Qatar World Cup and now at Atletico Madrid as well. What did Raphinha say earlier in the week? Raphinha went on an interview with Brazilian legend Romario, who has his own podcast, and Raphinha said that Brazil are going to beat down Argentina badly, that they're going to beat us both on and off the pitch, whatever that means, that he's going to score a goal, and he also said, quote, F them, regarding Argentinians. And so, yeah, heating up, spicing up things before the game. If I'm not commenting much about the game because I'm trying to finish my meal so I can actually then focus on the commentating a bit more. Brazil actually had a free kick that had to clear away. Raphinha with the delivery, but that was a few minutes ago. The one thing that I need Argentina to do is to keep on pressing because in the midfield we are running over them like I predicted. We have a much better midfield. So if we can continue pressing them, recovering the ball and going quick, getting those passing sequences and getting plays like that, we can actually go get a second. It would be a massive mistake right now try and sit back and defend. Amazing interception from Cuti Romero to stop Vinicius Junior, and then playing out from the back, the pass doesn't reach its destination. Their backline is atrocious as well. Believe it or not, I think it's kind of the best they got. Like, Brazil are just that finished in some positions. It is what it is. Big respect to Brazil. Yeah. One season wonder getting to his head. Yeah, Romario does love to instigate. Romario is a crazy hardhead as well. He does say a bunch of wild stuff. Yeah, so we're seeing Argentina with no Messi and Brazil with no Neymar. I agree. Yeah, like Brazil from what they were only a few years ago, they were dominating the qualifiers, and now they're struggling big time, and they have not even their starting 11 is good. I'm not talking about the depth like it was before. Now, not even the starting 11 is good. And nobody fears them. They have no fear factor. That's amazing. No defender in Brazil is world class. No, I don't think so. That's not true, Nick. Like, Brazil used to have amazing fullbacks. They used to have Cafu and Roberto Carlos, and then they went to Dani Alves and Marcelo. And they always had good goalkeepers as well, like Tafarel, Dida. Now obviously they have Alisson and Ederson, which is fantastic. But they are both out, and so they're starting Bento. So it is what it is there. Yeah, obviously it's a matter before Brazil is strong again. But the thing is that the way that people train in Brazil, it's different. Brazilians are becoming a bit too European, and they're leaving Brazil a bit too early, and so they're missing that spark. The jogo bonito, Brazil may be good again, but it's not going to be jogo bonito. It's going to be European style, because the players train like Europeans and then leave to Europe very, very early on to develop their careers. And so if Brazil will come back to being good, I doubt that it's going to be jogo bonito. I think it's going to be a more European-like team. Yeah, they lost their identity, yeah. They play like in Europe. That's what I was waiting for. Kevin, thank you so much for joining. Welcome back to the chat. The ball pushing forward. From inside the box, Julian Alvarez. Outside the box for Enzo. See, Nina, amazing! Enzo Fernandez with the tapping. Amazing play from Argentina. It's already 2-0. 12 minutes in. Oh, this could be bad. Oh, Enzo Fernandez. What an amazing play. That's the type of combination play that I was talking about. We overrun them in the midfield. They have no midfield with Andre and Joelinton. The ball pushing forward. Pass to Julian Alvarez, who passes it back. The ball gives it back to Molina. And Nahuel Molina slides it in. There's a small deflection on Murillo. And then the ball is laid perfectly for Enzo Fernandez to reach as a striker basically and tap it in. And just like that, Argentina are 2-0 up. 12 minutes in. Incredible from Argentina so far. Disastrous for Brazil as well. All things have to be said. As good as Argentina have been, Brazil are a disaster. Insane. What a start. We are very balanced, and we can play all styles. Argentina can play both possession-based football and can play counter-attacking football. Argentina can do it all. I think that we are such a balanced and complete team. And here we come again. Ooh, another cross cleared away by the Brazilian defense, but we're putting the pressure on them. This could be a demolition if Brazil are not careful. That shirt is really sexy as fuck. I only have the Copa America one, but the one that Argentina is wearing right now, the 50-year with Adidas collaboration. It's so clean, so clean. Great. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome back. Don't worry, you only missed 2 goals. There might be more to come. 7-1 vibes is crazy, SSB. Santiago Lebron, thank you so much for the 5 Easter memberships. I don't think that anyone received those, sadly enough. YouTube is being really mean sometimes, not giving away the memberships that people actually give. But thank you so much for the support of the channel either way. I appreciate it a ton. Thank you so much. And if anybody got, I don't think anybody got a membership from that, but if anybody got it, thanks Santiago Lebron, and thank him anyway. Thanks Santiago anyway for those gifted memberships, for sharing his love and his support for the content. I appreciate it a ton. Remember everybody to like the stream so that it helps with the YouTube algorithm, so it gets recommended to more people. That also is a way of supporting the channel. I'd appreciate it if you do that. Vini ghosting, hold up, it's only been 15 minutes. It's only been 15 minutes. I'm not gonna say Vini ghosting yet. Does Vini has a bit of tech? It's not really that good. He has tech. I don't think that Vini has skill, but it's definitely not on the level of the other Brazilians. Still a donation, yeah. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, like we didn't know the Brazil we had was gonna be the best we would see in a while. It could get crazy, and I feel like Argentina are gonna go for more. That's the crazy part. I feel like we're gonna go for more. It has the potential to be an annihilation, a demolition. How many world-class players does Brazil have? Well, right now, Vini, Raphinha. Is Rodrigo world-class? Is Rodrigo world-class? Alisson is world-class, but he's not playing. Like, I don't know, not my chance. Argentina, almost everybody in the 11 is world-class, I think. And now Bento is down injured. Bento is injured, and I think that Brazil are going to have to change their goalkeeper once again. So no Alisson, no Ederson, and now no Bento. Who is even going to come on for Brazil? Hendrik's favorite player of all class is World Charlton. No, it's not world class, but Hendrik could be world class. Hendrik could be world class in the future. What do you mean Dibu is not world class? Having seen what he's done both for Villa and for the national team, how is Emi Martinez not world class? Emi could be a goalkeeper. Emi could be a goalkeeper for any team in the world. I'm sure of it. Who is Brazil's fourth goalkeeper? Bro, I have no idea. I have no idea what they're going to do. Neymar in goal. Jules, thank you so much for joining. LOL indeed. Bento plays with CR7. Did he go to Al Nassr? Last place I seen him was Atlético Paranaense in the Brazilian league. But I'm pretty sure he's not there anymore. Did he move to Al Nassr? People, check where Bento plays. Because last time I checked it was Atlético Paranaense, but I'm pretty sure he's not there anymore. Foul from Wesley on Thiago Almada. He is on Al Nassr, okay, fair enough. So you know that the Ronaldo fans are going to be blaming Bento for this result and for Al Nassr not winning any trophies. Be the scapegoat for all Ronaldo fans. Bento clears away the free kick. Divo plays long. Let's see. Guti Romero appearing in the attack out of nowhere. Enzo Fernandez, Julian once again in the middle. Passing it back. It's gonna be a corner. So close, Argentina, to getting a third right there. So close to a third goal. Brazil barely escaping right now. And Guilherme Arana sends a ball out for a corner. We don't see a replay, but we're going to have this corner taken by Leandro Paredes. I show speed is in China. Okay, corner for Argentina. Paredes with the delivery. The cross is a bit too short and gets cleared away. Raphinha plays for Vini, and Vini, here comes Vini in the counter-attack. Vini did the wrong thing. Vini messed up playing for Raphinha there. Either way, Raphinha gets a free kick. But Vini really messed it up. That was a very... Oh, Rodrigo was the one who was taken down. Vini decided to play for Rodrigo and really slow down the play, and if they kept going, there was a really good counter-attack for Brazil right there and then. JGP, ¿qué hace Gustavo? ¿Todo bien? Yeah, today it's looking more easy than usual. I'm back at the Parrilla Callao, as you can see. Today is looking pretty easy so far, but I don't want to count my eggs before they hatch. It's good to see you back. Thank you for coming back to the chat. Colombia are 2-0 up on Paraguay. Oh no. Oh no, Alfaro is going to lose his unbeaten streak? No, my Alfaro narrative. How is he going to lose to this Colombia? This Colombia is plateauing, and Alfaro is going to lose to them? easy catch over Emi Martinez. No, Nick. Vladislav makes a good point. We were in this situation before, 2-0 up against our rivals, and it was looking extremely easy. And what happened? We cannot sleep. In football, anything can happen. One mistake and the game can turn around very, very quickly. Don't worry, Gustavo, I'm gonna come back eventually, very soon. So Matt, the second goal was an amazing combination play that saw Julian Alvarez receive the ball in the middle of the box, pass it back for Rodrigo de Paul, who opened it wide for Nahuel Molina, and Molina crossed it. The ball took a light deflection and it landed at the feet of Enzo Fernandez, who tapped it in. Amazing combination play once again, and I'm telling you, we overrun them in the midfield. Ooh. And just like that, what did I say? What did I say? You cannot trust these situations. You cannot relax in these situations because at any moment you're gonna get punished. And just like that, Mateus Cunha, Cuti Romero making a mistake. Yeah, Cuti Romero with the mistake. Mateus Cunha strips the ball away from him. And just like that, we concede. Just like that. What did I say? One mistake, and the game can shift entirely, completely. Cuti Romero taking a bit too long to play that pass, and Mateus Cunha is able to capitalize. But here comes Argentina again. Molina pushing forward. That cross is not good. Elijah, thank you so much for joining. But yeah, it was 2-0, and suddenly Romero makes a mistake, and we're only 2-1 up now. So it is what it is. It was looking scary for Brazil, and now it's like looking scary for us. Because Romero makes a mistake, Mateus Cunha recovers the ball, shoots from distance, all alone, and it's 2-1. So it was looking easy, but you cannot make mistakes because these people punish you. The CONMEBOL qualifiers are really difficult for a reason. It was just a mistake, but like you cannot make mistakes in this game. If we don't make mistakes, I think that we win easy. But if we make mistakes like those, we may not even win at all. It is what it is. Yeah, I agree. It's time to calm down and go back to playing our own game. We were doing so fine before that. Enzo pushing forward and giving it to Molina. Enzo again. That pass was a bit too long, but we recovered the ball instantly. We overrun them in the midfield. In the midfield, we are so superior. If we don't make mistakes like those again, Brazil can do nothing but watch. No, Vini has been bad so far. Vini has been pretty bad so far, and he wasted that counter-attack for Brazil. But here they come again. Nope. Cuti Romero gets there first. This time he plays the pass. It's going to be a throw-in for us. I don't know why the other thing happens. I don't know what's going on with the audio. But yeah, I have it here on my OBS, and from time to time it drops all the way down. Like here it's in a constant noise with the background noise and everything, and I can see it spike a bit with my voice, but suddenly it drops all the way down and I don't even have to touch anything. Just a few seconds ago I saw it again, like it dropped all the way down. I don't know what's happening. It might be down to the internet, like I'm losing frames or something, but I have no idea. Because my microphone is fine and OBS is working, so I think it might be the internet and me losing frames from time to time. Yeah, Santi, like that mistake from Romero was really, really bad. Inexcusable. Like he's one of my favorite players in the national team, but you cannot make mistakes like that against Brazil. No, Brazil is still horrible in this game, but we cannot allow them to give those chances away, because if we keep making errors, they have the capability to score because they have the individuals. So like we cannot allow ourselves to actually make those mistakes. That's the thing. Yeah, Argentina, New Zealand, Iran, and Japan are the 4 teams that qualify this March window and have joined the hosts Mexico, Canada, and the United States at the 2026 World Cup. Here comes Vini trying to redeem himself. No foul, absolutely a dive from Vini. Absolutely a dive from Vini. I don't know why people try to dive like that when it's so obvious. Why is Vini talking to Molina after diving? What is Vini talking about? He 100% dived and then he was trash talking Molina. No, but he only wants to play football, by the way. Hello, Crate. Welcome back. Here comes Vini once again. We're able to deflect it away. Okay. We saw something out of Brazil. We're seeing something out of Brazil. However, we recover the ball. Can we go on the counter attack? Seems a bit too slow, but the ball arrives to Enzo Fernandez. Isn't that a foul? No, no foul. Brazil recover the ball, and that is going to be a foul from from Enzo Fernandez. They played quick. Here comes Vinicius Junior once again, trying to dribble pass, cuts inside, puts in a good cross, but it's easily caught by Emi Martinez, who plays it quick for Alexis McAllister. Vini Junior, Balón de Oro 2031. Crazy. This reminds me of how we played in Copa America 2024, like the good or the bad. Because there was good and there was bad in the 2024 Copa America from us. Vini in Saudi or MLS in 5 years. That would be crazy. There were many rumors about him going to Saudi, to be fair. I'll forgive Cuti's mistake if he takes Vini's ACL. Okay, Thiago Almada, another cross coming in. The ball inside the box once again, puts in another cross, cleared away once again. Argentina putting in so much pressure. Thiago Almada, another shot. Oh, saved by Bento. Amazing play from Argentina. Probably more good than bad. Yeah, so far I think Argentina has been fantastic, but we made one mistake and they punished us. Amazing attempt from Thiago Almada there. And an even more fantastic save from Bento to keep the danger away. That was going top pins. Top corner from Thiago Almada. And it was saved by Bento. Brilliant save. Let's see what we can make out of this corner. We're gonna play it short. The ball. Paredes with the cross, takes the deflection, but the ball reaches Thiago Almada once again. Enzo with the cross. ¡Oh, my God! ¡Qué golazo! ¡Qué golazo! ¡Qué golazo! ¡Pero qué golazo! Out of the set piece from Argentina. Argentina recycling the ball around after the cross from Paredes got deflected. The ball reaches Thiago Almada, who passes it to the ball. The ball gives it to Enzo Fernandez. And Enzo Fernandez, look at this assist. Look at this assist from Enzo Fernandez for Alexis McAllister. And Alexis, first touch over Bento, and it's 3-1 Argentina. And I mean, we deserve to be 3-0 up. It's only because of a mistake that Brazil even have a goal right now. But that assist from Enzo Fernandez and that first touch finish from Alexis McAllister after an amazing set-piece play with Argentina 3-1 up against Brazil, 37 minutes in. Amazing, fantastic. Yeah, Almada, Messi's succession plan is a bit crazy. Almada will never be Messi, but for the national team, man, it could be one heck of a replacement. That's what we needed. Brazilians told me EPL was the reason why they lost, and now we have Enzo and McAllister both scoring. We see the first scramble of the pitch, and we see Otamendi doing this to Raphinha. Otamendi doing the keep talking to Raphinha. As we see the first fight, obviously, Brazil getting desperate and feeling like they need to spice the game up to try and get Argentina out of the game. Qué golazo McAllister, qué golazo McAllister, pero el pase de Enzo, Sexo Fernández. Meanwhile, the fight between the players starts to cool down. Raphinha and the ball are still arguing. What even originated this? That was a rough challenge from Tagliafico and Raphinha, to be fair. But the way that Raphinha reacted was uncalled for. I don't know why Raphinha didn't get a yellow for that. And then Paredes obviously is the one to push Raphinha away. Then and Otamendi doing this to Raphinha. Yeah, the fire, as long as nobody gets hurt, it's also good. Yeah, Raphinha did get a yellow. SSV, I think that you're asking that excluding Messi, right? Just wondering, my answer is Messi. Do you want to know the answer without Messi? Oi! Oi! We almost recovered the ball away from Bento, but Brazil doing a really good job of playing out of the back right now. They skipped our press, and here they come again, and there's a foul to stop their attack. There's going to be a yellow card for Thiago Almada. Thiago Almada receives a yellow for that foul. Is this even a rivalry anymore? That's crazy. Injuries only up to the folklore? No. We don't want people injured. No. We do not wish any bad to anybody. What a first half from Argentina, like really, if you exclude that one mistake from Cuti Romero, what a first half by Argentina so far. Insane from Argentina this first half. Here from Brazil, but that's a great interception from Cuti Romero. Placing long once again. No fouls as the ref. There's no rivalry between father and son, only good lessons. Oh, yeah. Romero retention game. Well, he has made some really clutch interceptions and blocks since his mistake. So you could say redemption for sure. But he doesn't have anything to redeem. He's a World Cup champion, two-time Copa America champion. He has nothing to redeem. He has gained enough credit so where he can make those mistakes, especially in a game like this when we're already qualified to the World Cup. Let's see if we can get more. That's going to be a foul, and it should be a yellow card. No yellow, says the ref. Simeone is trying to sign Cuti Romero, dude. Atlético de Madrid, Argentina. It's coming. It's gonna be like what Sevilla used to be. The ball is always on top of the referee. I don't know how he hasn't gotten a yellow card for that, but fair enough. Let's see, only a few seconds to go plus the stoppage time in this first half, and Argentina trying to get more. Our press is so intense, but Brazil so far able to play around it. Trying to play out from the back, that's going to be a throw-in for Brazil. 2 more minutes of stoppage time. Is what we're gonna have here in the Estadio Monumental after this amazing first half from Argentina. Emi Martinez playing long for Julian Alvarez. The ball is not gonna reach him. Is that a foul from Cuti Romero? The ref says play on as Brazil still hold the ball. Vinicius Junior trying to play around Javier Molina. Oh, an amazing tackle from Cuti Romero. And I think it's going to be a goal kick or a corner. The players keep talking. Paredes is crazy for that. Like doing this. It's crazy. The beef between these players. We knew it would happen. Paraguay back in the game. Oh dear. Let's see what is going on in the other game. What's going on in the other game? So Paraguay got a goal. Venezuela and Peru is 1-1. Chile and Ecuador still in nil. Rondon scored a penalty for Venezuela, put them in the lead. And now Brian Reina puts in the equalizer for Peru. So that game is spicing as well. Diego Martinez is going to play long, and that should be the end of the first half. That's it. The end of the first half. Amazing, incredible from Argentina so far. Barring that one mistake from Cristian Romero. What a first half Argentina has had. Dominant from start to finish. Oh, Peru's goal checked off? No, that's crazy. Ooh, so Venezuela once again hopeful. Incredible first half from Argentina. Nothing to complain. Obviously, that mistake from Cuti Romero. No, like Gustavo, besides that one mistake from Cuti Romero, that was the perfect game, and it's pretty much what I expected as well, because we dominate the midfield. They only have Andre and Joelinton. We have McAllister, Enzo Fernandez, Paredes, De Paul, and they cannot break through that. Each time we press forward with our lines, we blockade them and they cannot advance. We recover the ball and we hit them. We pass it to Thiago Almada, he makes something happen. We pass it to Julian, he makes something happen. We have our forwards pushing forward as well. Molina so incidental, getting that assist for Enzo Fernandez in the second goal. Everything is working because we win in the midfield. And then it doesn't matter how good Brazil is in attack or how good Brazil may be in defense. Because if we win the midfield, we're always going to have the ball. They are never going to progress the ball forward to their attackers, and we are going to progress forward to our attackers, and we're going to be able to win that way. That's what's happening. That, like I said on the preview, we win in the midfield. Simple as. Our midfield is not only better, we'll also have more players in midfield. They are outclassed and outnumbered, and that's how we win. That's how we manage to get this result so far that is dominant. Even if they get a goal because of that mistake, this is still complete domination from Argentina so far. It's been insane. I've seen Pokemon put better fights than Brazil right now. Imagine another 7-1 would be crazy. Another 7-1 might warrant an emergency stream, because that would be insane. I don't think it'll happen, but you never know. If we continue playing like this and Brazil continue like this, like what's going to happen? It would go down in history if we did something like that again. A man can dream, sure, we can dream. Yeah, and all that without Messi, all that without Dybala, all that without Lautaro Martinez. Messi obviously the most important because he's the one that usually starts. All that with Thiago Almada, who is proving to be a better player than most of what Brazil have so far, which is insane. Ecuador in second place is not cursed, it's blessed, because Ecuador are a great team. Ecuador are a great, fantastic team, and it's deserved for the great cohesive unit that they are, and them being so defensively solid and the project that they've been building up ever since Independiente del Valle began investing in their youth. What is happening to Ecuador right now is deserved, and it's not one bit cursed. Even if it may be surprising to some people to not see second place like Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, even Colombia, or something like that. Ecuador is there because they deserve it. Hope we get to see Nico Paz. Listen, if we are 7-1 up, I stop in Nico Paz. You know what I'm saying? There is a possibility. Yeah, Chile nil, Ecuador nil. So the goal that Peru has scored, that Reina has scored, got overturned, right? Yeah, Venezuela is still winning 1-0, and Colombia is winning 2-1 against Paraguay. Luis Diaz scored in the first minute, and John Duran scored in the 13th. So Colombia were demolishing Paraguay as well, and now Junior Alonso got one back at the end of the first half for Paraguay. So my draw prediction could still come through in that one. And Venezuela, I think that as it stands, Venezuela are going ahead of Bolivia, right? Venezuela, with this win over Peru, Venezuela are going ahead of Bolivia in the Intercontinental playoff spot. And the next game that Venezuela play in June is Bolivia at home. So if Venezuela win this game and then they beat Bolivia at home, Venezuela have suddenly revived their chances to make it into the Intercontinental playoffs and make their first ever World Cup. Insane. Insane if Venezuela can keep up this result against Peru. Incredible. The fall of Chile needs to be studied. I didn't make a fall of Chile. There are plenty of videos about that, but I did make a video about Chile national team recently. If you are interested in checking that out, Mr. Browse, I don't know if you have already. Yeah, but Chile had one golden generation, and that's about it. Yes, Uruguay nil, Bolivia nil, which is what allowed Argentina to qualify already to the World Cup without even having to play this game. We have to see what the second half is going to have in store for us, and obviously what the approach from Brazil is going to be. Because I'm very curious to see what Dorival Junior even decides to plan now for Brazil in the second half, considering how disastrous that went. Surely he makes some changes. I think that Brazil needs some help in the midfield, but who do you take off? Like, do you take off one of your attackers to give more play to the midfield, or you just go all in, leave your attackers in, and hope that you get lucky with some counter-attacks? I don't know. It's like too difficult. I mean, Chile winning back-to-back Copa Americas is still incredibly impressive, especially considering that they hadn't won a Copa America before that, and they haven't won a Copa America since. So those two Copa Americas back-to-back were an amazing accomplishment for Chile. So yes, it's just that, but it's an amazing accomplishment for a golden generation like theirs. Peru's follow-up is crazy. However, if Peru turn this game around against Venezuela, they may be back. Peru are still not out of it if they can turn around this game against Venezuela. But yes, Arman, I agree with you that the follow-up has been quite disastrous as well. It's mostly because both Chile and Peru suffer from the same issue, that their squad that was once really good is getting old, and so they are not able to keep up anymore, and there are not enough young talent for them to actually still compete. That's the main reality of both Chile and Peru. No, I wouldn't change the 2015 and 2016 Copa America for this one. I wouldn't change it. In the way that it happened, beating Brazil at the Maracaná 2021, that already announced. Beating Brazil at the Maracaná, already worth it, losing both finals to Chile. Beating Brazil at their home stadium in a final, that's already enough for me. And then getting back to back, after winning the World Cup, setting up a dynasty, I wouldn't change anything of what happened. Easily. Tengo una consulta, ¿tendrás un alargue para conectar la...
¿Para la batería?
Claro.
No. Me fijo.
Dale. ¿Y te puedo pedir otra estela?
Vale.
Vale, gracias.
O sea que no me queda de... Parece que no me queda, ¿eh? Me queda sin alcohol, pero ahora vamos a ver.
Chat, they're out of Stella. It's over. No more beer for me. It's over. I don't like wine. I don't drink wine. Towards the end of 87's for 4 stream on Sunday morning, Albert suggested there will be a tournament where players are 35 to 40 years old. So Peru can actually be champions of that. Peru can actually win that tournament. The thing is that Argentina would show up with Otamendi, Di Maria, and Messi. So, Oh yeah, if Ecuador hosts the Copa America, they have to do well in it. Definitely. It was already a disappointment. I mean, the last Copa America, it was probably the best performance they've had in a while. Sure, they came second in that group, but then they gave a lot of trouble to Argentina. They could have easily eliminated us if some things went differently. So I think that Ecuador overall can be happy with the performance they had last Copa America, but they do need to do something if they host the next Copa America. We want to see drunk rank. You can see that if you check out the replay of the Copa America final between Argentina and Colombia. The game was so long and it took so many delays that I actually had to drink quite a bit to stay in it. So if you want to see drunk rank, you need to see that stream. The top 6, Gustavo, the top 6 in CONMEBOL is already locked. It's going to be Argentina, Ecuador, Uruguay, Colombia, Brazil, Paraguay, and those are the 6 that are going to qualify. And then the intercontinental playoff slot is either going to be Bolivia, Venezuela, or Peru. If Peru lose today, I think they're out, and it's going to be between Venezuela and Bolivia. If Venezuela win this game, I think that they are likely to beat Bolivia as well in June. I'm sorry, my bet is that Venezuela is going to be the one that gets into the repechaje. Antonio, thank you so much for joining the stream. Welcome back. Sí, necesitaron un momento del no top 10 de Cuti para hacer un gol. One bozo moment was all it took for Brazil to get a goal, but besides that, they've done absolutely nothing. Cookie, thank you so much for joining the stream. Welcome. Yeah, Brazil are looking incredibly bad, astronomically bad. Yeah, thank you for those congratulations, Armand. Yes, we were never going to miss out on the tournament. We are qualifying this early in such an emphatic and convincing fashion, dominant. It's a statement that we're here and we're going to be in that World Cup to win it again. That's the main objective. Yeah, Peru, once again, they give you hope by beating Bolivia, and right as they give you hope, they take it away. I hope that you can turn the game around. The thing is, I want to see Venezuela make their first World Cup. I also want to see Peru at the World Cup again, and so I just hope that one of them wins. It's not Bolivia who makes the playoffs. That's all I'm hoping for. Dorival could definitely get sacked before the World Cup because the Copa America was a disaster for Brazil. Disaster. Couldn't beat Costa Rica, couldn't beat Colombia, couldn't beat Uruguay, lost on penalties, embarrassing fashion. And ever since, like, the qualifiers under Dorival have not been any better than what they were under Diniz. So, like, Dorival could easily get sacked because I feel like he's losing the Brazilian public and he's losing the players as well. He's losing the dressing room, which is the most dangerous part. SK, thank you so much for joining. Welcome to the stream. The answer I need in West London. No, like I was saying, the Brazilian midfield is awful. And not only are they outclassed by the Argentinian midfield, they're also outnumbered because they only have Joelinton and Andre, while we have McAllister, De Paul, Paredes, and Enzo. So like we have 4 against 2 in the midfield, and all 4 are much better than their 2. And so we overrun them in the midfield, we completely destroy them, we turn them to shreds, and we are just free to do whatever we want in the game. Yeah, Alvarez and Enzo doing the Lautaro celebration was very, very sweet. Yeah, I don't like what Raphinha did, obviously, but he will do his thing. We let the performance on the pitch speak more than the words. Jadon Mitchell got a move to Feyenoord because of how pocketed Vini. Yeah, that's crazy. I think he was playing in the second division of MLS. Like, he was playing in the United States, but in like a lower league, not in MLS. And he went all the way to Feyenoord because of that one game where he absolutely kept Vini's shot. It was insane. No. You don't want to get Argentina mad because they actually have the talent to destroy you and make you pay for what you did. My battery is gonna hold on, guys. Like, at some point I'm gonna have to move somewhere to charge my computer because right where I'm at, I don't have anywhere to plug my computer. There's gonna be a substitution in Brazil. Leo Ortiz is gonna be subbed in for Brazil. Who's gonna be the substitution? Who's getting replaced for Leo Ortiz? Internet, Thank you so much for joining. Welcome to the stream. What's good? We've been destroying Brazil. Like, besides one mistake from Christian Romero in that first half, we have destroyed them. We have run them over. It's been crazy. What were the substitutions again? Oh, Endrick is really on. They really subbed on Endrick. Wait, what were the changes? So I saw Leo Ortiz and Endrick being subbed in. So 2 changes for Brazil. But what were the substitutions? I'm trying to figure out. I hope that football updates. I'm gonna have to. As we're already underway here in the second half between Argentina and Brazil, the biggest game in international football, and Argentina are dominating. Joelinton was subbed out for João Gomez. 3 substitutions then. 3 substitutions for Brazil. I mean, they really need to make changes after how disastrous that first half was. So Joelinton for João Gomez, which I don't think is an upgrade in midfield. I don't care how bad Joelinton is. Like, that João Gomez guy is mid AF. I've seen enough of him at the Copa America to know that João Gomez is no solution for Brazil right now. Yeah, against Brazil, it's kill or be killed. Rodrigo off for Endrick? Damn. Poor Rodrigo. Like, he didn't do much in the game, but that still feels incredibly harsh in my opinion. The rest of the substitutes are not really updating. So João Gomez for Joelinton, Leo Ortiz for Murillo in the back line, and yes, Endrick for Rodrigo. Those are the 3 substitutions that Brazil made for the second half. Wow. Well, we'll see if that works out for Dorival, as there is a foul on Thiago Almada right away. No, I don't think we will be one of the favorites. Like, I'm not saying that we're going to win the World Cup, but we're going to be one of the favorites. I don't think it's, with the way that we play, I don't think it's unrealistic to think that we can go back to back, for sure. No, it's not easy because there's background noise. I had to deal with, being with my food and everything and trying to set up here in a small table. And also, my laptop is running out of battery and I have to figure out a way to charge it because apparently they don't have a thing that I used during the Copa America final where I had like an extender so that I could stay in place and connect it somewhere. So at some point I'm going to have to move to be able to charge my laptop. So yeah, it's not easy, but it's completely worth it if it's going to be like this. It gave us luck during the Copa America, and so I had to keep up the tradition for a big game like against Brazil. Thiago Almada pushing forward already. Here's the first push for Argentina in the second half. The ball playing it back for Almada. Argentina taking it slow. We are in no rush. And we know that we are superior on the ball and that Brazil are desperate, so we're going to play with that desperation. Yeah, Rodrigo is always getting disrespected, despite usually doing pretty well for Brazil and for Real Madrid. Artefactos, thank you so much for joining, welcome. Joelinton picked up a knock. Well, fair enough. João Gomez is still an awful replacement. Alright, Antonio, thank you so much for joining. Good luck. Julian over the keeper! Just tipped by Bento, I think, to deny Julian Alvarez a second goal. It had been an amazing attempt to try and chip it over the keeper. And I think that Bento got the slightest touch on it, and it's going to be a corner for Argentina. Yeah, Rodrigo is better than Saka for sure. Let's see what Argentina can do from the set piece. Thiago Almada gonna take this corner. Thiago Almada delivers the cross. It's a good cross, gets cleared away though, but the ball remains at Argentina's feet. Here's Rodrigo de Paul playing it back. We'll take our time with this one once again. Leandro Paredes has already spotted Molina. No, but it's a bit too bit of a long pass for Enzo Fernandez, that one. That pass from Emi Martinez for Julian Alvarez was fantastic. And the way that Julian, it was an amazing chip. That was definitely going on target from Julian Alvarez. Amazing chip. And Bento able to chip it over with his fingers. Opinion on Garnacho? Well, right now, I think that it's fair that he got left out of the squad, not only because he's not on his best level for Manchester United, but also because there are more players in his position that are actually performing better than him. Obviously, Giuliano Simeone is a winger that can play on both wings. Benja Dominguez has been fantastic for Bologna, and I think that he deserved a chance. Maxi Perrone and Nico Paz are more midfielder-like, but they can play on the wing. Nico Gonzalez, I think that has already become a staple. So even without Messi as an option on the wing, I think that it's fair that Garnacho didn't receive a call-up. He's still very young, and if he can continue to develop his talent and have good performances, he is definitely considered by the coach to be part of the national team. So I wouldn't be surprised that if Garnacho picks up better and better performance for the club, that he's going to get a call-up and potentially be in the next World Cup. For now, I think that it's deserved that he didn't get a call-up. You smell a goal? Well, I hope that you have a good sense of scent. Easy catch for Emi Martinez there. Garnacho is a bit harsh. Let's see, we have to continue pressing forward. We can. Yes, AD, this definitely proves that we're not reliant on Messi. I still want to have Messi in this national team because I think that Messi is still a very valuable asset to Argentina even today. But this proves that even without Messi and whenever Messi retires from the national team, Argentina are going to be fine either way. Well, the thing is, Spaniards don't want Garnacho now that they have Yamal. Before they had Yamal, they had nobody on that right wing, and so I feel like Spain could have really used Garnacho before Yamal appeared. Obviously now they have Yamal, and Yamal is 10 times better than Garnacho. But before you guys had Yamal, I think that you could have really used Garnacho. No, definitely. Messi didn't carry Argentina. Messi was the best player in the tournament. Like, Messi was the best player for Argentina and in the tournament as a whole. That doesn't mean he carried. Everyone pulled their weight. But Messi was the best player on the pitch during that World Cup. But carry is a different thing. Let's see, here we have a free kick for Argentina. Rodrigo de Paul is the one who's gonna put the delivery. Decides to place it short. It's a great, it was an amazing play. It was a great play. De Paul decided to play it low on the floor laying it off for Julian Alvarez, who went for a shot, and it took a deflection of Wesley, and now it's going to be a corner. Yes, courage is what Maradona did. But Messi was the best player of the tournament for Argentina in the 2022 World Cup. That doesn't mean carry. He carried in 2018 because we had absolutely nothing. Let's see, Thiago Almada with another cross. No, we're going to play short for the ball. Once again for Thiago Almada, we play to the edge for Enzo Fernandez, just over the crossbar. The shot, it was Paredes actually, who shot well over the crossbar. Yes, in the 2014 group stage, we scored, how many goals? We scored six goals. 4 of them were Messi. 4 of the 6 goals we scored in the group stage at the 2014 World Cup were Messi. Another was an own goal, and another was Marcos Rojo after a cross from Messi from a corner. And then he assisted Di Maria in the round of 16. He played a fantastic game against Belgium. He played a fantastic game against the Netherlands. His worst game probably was the final, and still he had a good game. Yeah, Emiliano Martinez deserves a lot of the blame for why Argentina, I mean, not the blame, the praise as to why Argentina won the 2022 World Cup. Vini Ballon d'Or bronze. Let's see, Thiago Almada receives the ball inside the box, cuts inside, Almada with the shot. It's a bit too high. He cannot keep his shot down, but it's an amazing play still from Thiago Almada. No, fear nobody. Fear nobody. Spain has a really good team. Germany has a really good team. France is always France. But like fear? No, we don't fear anybody. We're gonna compete toe to toe against anybody. And you know, anybody can beat us if they have a good day and we have a bad day. But if we play our best, we should be able to beat anybody. Yes, this has to be so far the most one-sided Argentina-Brazil in a while, in a long while. Yes, getting us to the 2018 World Cup was an insane carriage out by Messi. Yes, it feels really good to know that even without Messi we'll be okay. Because we just have so much talent everywhere. And we still have the youngsters that have yet to show up for the national team and that are slowly going to get called up and get more minutes. Exciting stuff for the future. Feels great to be Argentinian overall, exactly. Yo, Caris, thank you so much for joining. Welcome to the stream. What an amazing game you decided to join. So far, very, very comfy. There is an argument to be made that Scaloni is already Argentina's greatest manager. The thing is that he's playing off the philosophies of another great manager, that is Cesar Luis Menotti. But like, in terms of achievements, nobody had won both the Copa America and the World Cup for Argentina. It was one or the other usually. And he's done it, and he's won 2 Copa Americas back to back. So like, you could make the argument that Scaloni is the greatest Argentinian manager of all time on achievements alone. Yes, we gotta hope that the champion score still is in vacation. Listen, on an expanded World Cup with 8 of the best third place teams advancing, there's no way that we get grouped. I'm saying it right now, there's no way we get grouped. But going out in the first knockout stage would be like Champions score. Yeah, it's hard to judge as we are living it right now and we didn't live many of the previous managers, but like in terms of accolades, there's nothing to discuss. What's wrong from Brazil, like in like this current iteration, the midfield and the defense. The midfield is horrendous. Even if you have a good attack, if you have no midfield to provide that attack with opportunities and service, you're gonna do nothing. And when you're this shaky defensively, you're gonna leak goals against anybody, and that's unacceptable. Ooh! Tagliafico appearing out of nowhere on the far post with a header that went just over the crossbar. Imagine if Tagliafico scores in this game, like that would have been crazy. Amazing cross. I think it was Enzo who crossed it, and Tagliafico, yeah, with his header couldn't keep it down just over the crossbar. Yeah, Fred and Casemiro worked out for a little bit, but the other pieces were also better. They also had Neymar. And the main problem is that they have no Jogo Bonito and no fear factor anymore. The way that they play is very European reminiscent. That's mainly because the training facilities in Brazil are starting to train the European way, and their best players are leaving for Europe at a very, very early age, and so they never get to learn the art of the dribble and the trickery that was there previously in other Brazil teams. What an amazing tackle from Paredes right there on Vinicius. And yeah, they have no flair and nobody fears them anymore. Nobody fears them anymore. Anybody plays against Brazil and they feel like they can win. You used to watch to the left when you were on that dressing room about to come onto the pitch, and you were seeing Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Kaká, Roberto Carlos, Cafu, Lucio, Dida, and you were wondering, okay, let's try not to lose by a huge margin. The objective against Brazil was let's try not to lose. You know, watch at the names that Brazil has nowadays and the way that they play and that anybody is able to beat them. And suddenly nobody fears Brazil anymore. And people actually try and attack and expose Brazil now, which is what is happening to them now, not only against Argentina but against the other national teams as well. Bruno G, Joelinton and Andre should be a good midfield. But none of those players are world class. And it's Brazil. So that's the bad part. So Vladislav, has Paraguay equalized? It's not appearing on my score at least. Oh, they have equalized. Julio and Ciso equalizes for Paraguay, so my draw prediction still on the cards. Let's see. Here's a free kick for Brazil. We'll see if they can actually get back in this game. Yeah, Brazilian tax is now a negative, not a positive. Look at Anthony. Very long VAR check. Let's see. Raphinha with the free kick hits the wall. Hits the wall and it's an easy catch for Eddie Martinez. He would have started with Everton Hendrick and Shaw. Well, 2015 and 2016 Brazil lost in the quarterfinals to Paraguay and then got grouped at the next Copa America. So like that was a really post 7-1 Brazil was also really bad. Yeah, 7-1 Brazil was also really bad, but post 7-1 Brazil was traumatized. Anthony could suit international football? Maybe. You could argue that he should have gotten a chance for the national team with how he was performing for Betis. Enzo Fernandez with the long pass, that's going to be an easy catch for Bento. To me, AD, this team is the worst Brazil I've ever seen. But I can see the argument for post 7-1. Let's see, Vinicius Junior escaping off Molina, but that cross from Vini is not good enough. Vini has been getting the better of Molina, but he's not doing anything with it. His decision making in the final third has been horrendous so far this game. There's a chance that Ederson could have been in this midfield for Brazil. There is a bad control from Thiago Almada. Paredes is at Roma. Paredes is in Roma. There were rumors that he was going to come back to Boca Juniors, but it didn't come to fruition. All prayer and skills, but no encuadro. That's how Vini used to be. And it's what he's been showing this year. Paraguay goal stands, let's go. Giuliano Simeone is going to be the substitution for Argentina. Colombia already subbed us James. The thing is that James was gassed out against Brazil. I don't think that James has any legs now. See. Yeah. Julian, no. A catch for Bento. Great opportunity there for Argentina. But we're not able to get that fourth goal. There's going to be a foul, and let's see who's going to come off for Giuliano Simeone. Thiago Almada, I believe. Yeah, Thiago Almada subbed out for Giuliano Simeone. The Ecuador defense is amazing, yeah, I'm happy that Simeone is getting minutes for the national team. Totally deserved for what he's doing for Atletico. Savinho subbed in for Brazil. Who came off for Savinho? Savinho was subbed in for somebody. Did anybody catch that? Passes it to the middle, but we're able to clear it away. Cunha. From guessing that means that Hendrik is now the only striker without Cunha and with Savinho on the wing again. But that seems so weird. It's crazy. Mr. Kraus, shut up. Behave. I'm gonna have to connect my computer somewhere. I should have listened to this earlier, I think. I have a few minutes, but I really need to get moving. I need people from a table that are near the charging station to actually leave so that I can actually go charge my Enzo has been very good this game, yeah, I agree. Uy, Julián! Oh,